In 10th place, we find our one and only LMG on the list, the MG42. It has 38 meters of effective range with 16 meters of 5-shot kills and then 38 meters of 6-shot kills. The fire rate is crazy fast at 1034 RPM. The BSA is insanely accurate, giving us basically 60 meters of usable range, which is way more than its effective range based on damage. The mobility is decent overall, with a 3 meters per second strafe speed and a 360 millisecond ADS time after the nerf, which is still fine. And since it's an LMG, it has 125 bullets, which means we can fire continuously for 7.2 seconds. But the reload time is pretty slow, clocking in at 4.6 seconds or 5.4 seconds if we empty the mag completely before reloading. The recoil and flinch are super low, making this gun really easy to use. Overall, it's the best LMG in the meta, so give it a try. That's just number 10, and with the recent buffs and nerfs, the list will look the same but different. You'll see what I mean as we go along. But in 9th place, we have our two passive 4-shot kill ARs, the LK24 and the KN44. Both have 60 meters of 4-shot kills, but what differentiates them isn't the range, but how we should use them. The KN44 has the edge in mid-range thanks to better mobility overall, with the 3.1 meters per second strafe speed and a 280 millisecond ADS time, while the LK24 has 2.3 meters per second of strafe speed and 317 milliseconds of ADS time. But the LK24 clearly wins when it comes to long range thanks to a few things. First, it has the smoother recoil of the two. Second, it has way lower flinch. And third, we can easily slap a red dot on the LK24 without messing up the build, which gives us a clear sight, and that red dot doesn't shake at all, while it would on the KN44. Overall, it's just two different philosophies. The KN44 is more flexible but harder to use at long range, while the LK24 is easy to use at long range, but the slow mobility will cost you in closer ranges. Something new we're about to do is include honorable mentions throughout the list. And for the first one, it's the SKS. You know what? It's the long-range semi-auto 2-tap gun by excellence. It is slow, unusable before 20 meters, but it can 2-shot as long as you hit above the legs once before 40 meters, or if you avoid the legs after 40 meters, or if you get a chest shot. And if you're able to hit the head, it's a guaranteed 1-shot kill, no matter the range. It's a high-skill, high-reward weapon that rewards playing slowly and with cover. It's basically the perfect gun for holding spawns. Just because they're related, the second honorable mention is the Type 63, and it's quite important to mention it right after the SKS because it is technically an SKS, but more aggressive. It has way better overall mobility, but the range and hitbox multipliers are slightly more restricting. Up to 50 meters, you need to hit above the legs once, just like the SKS, and in the second range, you need to hit strictly above the legs to get a 2-shot kill. Just like the SKS, hitting the head will result in a 1-shot kill, no matter the range. Overall, I'd recommend using the Type 63 over the SKS because, in general, we won't fight above 50 meters that often. But the recoil is slightly harder to control, so it might require a bit more practice if you're used to the SKS. Here's the Gunsmith for the Type 63. At number 8, we have not 1, not 2, but 3 weapons, and it's our flex SMGs. The Bison, the PDW-57, and the freshly buffed HG-40. The PDW-57 has 26 meters of 4-shot kills, and after that, the damage is just too bad to be competitive. But within that range, thanks to absolutely no recoil and an absurd strafe speed of 4.4 meters per second, it's incredibly strong. If you want an option with a bit more range and something even easier to use, I can only recommend the Bison. It has the same mobility stats, an even better recoil pattern, and a bit more range. We're talking 24 meters of consistent 4-shot kill range and 37 meters of potential 4-shot kill range if you're able to hit the chest or arms 3 times. Now, that's great, but wait for the last one. The HG-40, thanks to its most recent buff, maintains 36 meters of 100% consistent 4-shot kills with the same fire rate as the Bison and a similar recoil pattern. Now, it's a bit slower mobility-wise, and the magazine stats aren't as impressive, but it's definitely a weapon I'd use personally. Here are the gunsmiths for these 3. At number 7, we have the QQ9 with the 10mm mag. This is the HVK30 of SMGs. Small mag, but impressive damage. Up to 16 meters, you can easily get a 3-shot kill, resulting in a 158 millisecond time to kill. And even if we don't get the 3-tap and end up with a 4-shot kill, which is what we'll get between 16 and 24 meters, it still gives us a 238 millisecond time to kill. That's the same as a PDW-57 or a Type 19 with the same number of shots to kill. Mobility-wise, it's an aggressive SMG, so it boasts a quick ADS time of 206 milliseconds, a quick sprint speed of 6.6 meters per second, and a quick strafe speed of 4.1 meters per second. It's overall a great weapon, especially for slower game modes like Search and Destroy, Team Deathmatch, and Frontline. So if you're mainly playing those game modes, I highly recommend the QQ9 with the 10mm mag. Here's the Gunsmith for it. At number 6, we have our good old Type 19. This is the best flex AR in the game if you don't include the HVK30 and the BP50. It's easy to use, has great mobility, and decent range with 31 meters of 4-shot kills. Honestly, there's not much more to say about it. It's just a solid all-around weapon. If you're great with recoil control, I recommend trying the Peacekeeper MK2. It's basically a better Type 19 in every way, except for the recoil, which is really challenging to master. It might take a few hours of practice to get comfortable with it, but it's worth the effort. As for our third honorable mention, we have the XPR50. This is one of the most overpowered guns in the game, but it demands pinpoint accuracy and a unique playstyle to truly shine. It boasts a 31 meter one-shot kill range to the chest, arms, and head, and it can one-shot to the head and chest at any distance. Even outside of that range, it guarantees a 2-shot kill no matter where we hit. Originally designed as a sniper, the XPR50 has exceptional mobility, making it an excellent choice for aggressive sniping, in addition to its 2-shot kill playstyle. Here's the Gunsmith for the XPR50. I'm not gonna lie, I'm a bit unsure about the 5th spot. The BP50 got nerfed, and to keep up with its old performance, we now need to use the 30-round mag. But the big question is, will people still use it outside of Search and Destroy? I'm not so sure. Anyway, it's still incredibly strong, with basically the same stats as before, except for the smaller magazine size. It's definitely still a top contender, but whether it'll remain a dominant force in respawn modes is yet to be seen. Here's the new Gunsmith for the BP50. In 4th place, we have a weapon that's a clear winner from the BP50 nerf, the HVK30. Before, it had the potential to outgun the BP50, but that small magazine size held it back. Now that the BP50 has a smaller mag too, the HVK30 can truly shine. It's basically a BP50 killer, with no major downsides except for the recoil, which can be a bit tricky to master. But honestly, with a little practice, we can easily tame this beast. So while I can't predict the future, I definitely recommend equipping the HVK30 instead of the BP50 this season. It's time for this underrated weapon to take its rightful place in the meta. For our 4th honorable mention, it's the R90. We never include shotguns in our top 10 videos, but we're making an exception this time. This weapon has one-shot potential up to around 10 meters, and a deadly 2-tap potential that extends to 20 meters. Its minimum damage per gunfight is roughly 30, making it awesome for revenge kills. In Search and Destroy, it's a powerhouse because it can secure kills in just 1 or 2 shots. In Hardpoint, it shines even more. Its one-shot potential, combined with its SMG-like capability to handle multiple engagements quickly, makes it a force to be reckoned with. However, I believe this is the most difficult weapon in the game to master. While anyone can pick it up and get a few kills, achieving true efficiency across all situations takes an extraordinary level of skill and game sense. It's genuinely a pleasure to use when you finally master it. At number 3, we have our 2 CQC SMGs, the Fennec and the CX-9. Both have above 1000 RPM, and both have slightly above 20 meters of effective range. They shine through their capacity to shred in close range. Having a fast fire rate means that missing a shot doesn't cost a lot in terms of time to kill, but that also means that these two will be incredibly strong in terms of hipfire. But none of them shine through their mobility. Actually, that's not an issue. I realized the reason only a few days ago. In mid-range, strafe is extremely important, but in close range, movement mechanics are a lot more important, whether it's sliding, jumping, etc. So actually not having a great strafe doesn't penalize you as much as it would on a mid-range weapon. Here are the gunsmiths for these two guns. In 2nd place, we have the Odin. It got a huge nerf to the Colossus Suppressor, so we have to change the build and use the Monolithic Suppressor instead. What does that change? Well, first, we have slightly better mobility. Second, we have a little less range, only maintaining 40 meters of potential 2-shot kill range instead of 45 meters. But even though the range got shortened a bit, it's still the strongest passive AR in the game. It maintains a 145 millisecond 2-shot kill time to kill and a 219 millisecond 3-shot kill time to kill, which we'll get no matter where we hit the enemy. This is a gun that rewards precision and patience. It's not about spraying and praying, it's about making every shot count. If you can master the Odin's slow fire rate and challenging recoil, you'll be rewarded with unmatched accuracy and stopping power. Our number one gun for Season 11 of COD Mobile will be revealed in just a bit after we go over a fifth and final honorable mention. It's the LW3 Tundra. This is basically the best sniper rifle in the game right now. It can one-shot as long as we hit anything but the legs. It can fire once every 0.9 or 1 second, depending on the build. It has a clean ADS time of 375 milliseconds with the airborne elastic grip, and that grip, even after the nerf, still offers really good flinch resistance. The only issue with the Tundra is the somewhat slow sprint to fire time, but with a bit of practice we can cancel it every time and be just fine. Here are the gunsmiths for the Tundra. The first one is the basic aggressive build, and the second is more for search and destroy with better wall penetration. And finally, in first place, we have the USS-9. This SMG boasts 28 meters of consistent 3-shot kills, giving us a 200 millisecond time to kill, with a 3.9 meters per second strafe speed and a 224 millisecond ADS time. It's also super easy to handle, with no recoil and low flinch. The mag stats might seem a bit weak at first, but 32 bullets with a 600 RPM fire rate is actually just fine, and that 1 second reload time is plenty fast for rushing. The BSA is excellent for an SMG, and it even has a strong bullet impact that will really mess with your enemy's aim. Honestly, it's a way better number one weapon than the BP-50. Even though it's fairly easy to use overall, that slower fire rate will really separate the average players from the truly skilled ones. I'm glad the USS-9 is the new king of the hill. How are you finding the list? Let us know down in the comments below. And if you're looking for the best secondary weapon to go with these weapons, you can watch this video on the left.